Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are jumping into Zombie Rush. But while we smash some undead, I want to tell you a pretty amazing story. Imagine waking up on a completely normal Tuesday. You grab your coffee, look out the window, and notice something is different. The streets are completely empty. No cars, no traffic, everything is wide open. Then, you see a strange walking figure in the distance. At first, you think it is just someone having a regular day. But then, it turns around. Its skin is a bright shade of gray, and its eyes are totally wide. Suddenly, it lets out a loud shout, and from every corner, more of them appear. Within 24 hours, the whole world changes. We have a brand new system, and it is all about active survival. You are ready to face the challenge.
All right, let's talk about survival rules, because if a real outbreak happens, most people need a solid plan for week 1. Rule number 1 is simple: speed. If you can move fast, you win. Seriously, keep moving and stay ahead of every single zombie. Your main goal is to advance forward. Rule number 2 is to travel light. Having a small, efficient backpack filled with necessary items keeps you fast when a crowd starts moving behind you. Just pack your main food, water, and a reliable tool. And rule number 3, always plan your route during daylight hours. That is when you have perfect visibility. If you are out after sunset, you better find a high roof, secure your position, and wait for the sun to rise.
By the way, there is a famous story about a guy named Mark who thought he had the perfect plan. He placed himself inside his third-floor apartment with enough food to last for months. He managed his space, stayed alert, and it actually worked for about 2 weeks. But Mark made one major mistake. He forgot about the main ventilation system. One night, he heard a clear scratching sound coming from the ceiling. He pointed his light at the wall, and he saw a pair of bright eyes staring right at him. The virus had spread through the building's main air pipes. When people checked the room months later, the front door was still completely secure from the inside, but the entire room was fully marked in red. So yeah, always check your ventilation.
You know, a lot of players think slow zombies in games are a joke. They say, I can just walk away from them, no problem. But in reality, slow zombies are actually a massive challenge. Why? Because they never stop moving. They don't take breaks, they don't feel pain, and they have infinite stamina. If a group of them starts moving toward your base, you can outrun them today, sure, but tomorrow they will still be moving forward. Next week, they will be right at your front gate. It is like a countdown clock that keeps ticking. Eventually, you need to find resources, and that is exactly when they arrive. It is their non-stop movement that catches people.
But on the other hand, if we are dealing with running zombies, that is a completely massive nightmare. If a virus keeps the human muscles working at maximum energy, you are looking at monsters that can sprint faster than an Olympic athlete. They will jump over cars, break through barriers, and climb walls just to reach your position. In a world with fast zombies, big cities become instant action zones. You have to keep your eyes forward when you run because you need to maintain your balance and speed. 1 second, they are a block away, and the next second, they are right next to you. It makes survival incredibly high energy.
So, what is the absolute best weapon to carry in this crazy world? A lot of people instantly think of massive shotguns or assault rifles, but honestly, guns are a trap. They make a massive booming noise that alerts every single undead creature within a mile. The moment you pull that trigger, you are basically ringing a dinner bell. The real survivors use silent, durable tools. A heavy crowbar or a high-quality machete is your best friend. They don't need ammunition, they never jam, and you can use them to break open supply crates or smash through locked barricades. Survival is not about making a big explosion. It is about staying efficient and making every single move count.
Now that you have your silent weapon, you need a place to stay. This is where most people make another huge mistake. They see an army base or a giant police station and think, perfect, that place has walls and guns. But think about it. That is exactly where everyone else is going to run. It will be pure chaos on day one. Instead, you want to look for places that are boring and isolated. A large distribution warehouse or a water treatment plant is a fantastic option. These places usually have high fences, massive steel doors, and most importantly, very few windows at ground level. You can easily see any approaching danger from a distance, and you have plenty of room to store food for months.
And speaking of safe houses, we have to talk about the classic movie idea, the shopping mall. Everyone thinks blocking the mall doors and having unlimited supplies is the ultimate dream. But in reality, a mall is a total death trap. It has way too many glass entrances, multiple levels to monitor, and underground parking lots that you can never fully secure. If a massive crowd of zombies pushes against those glass doors, they will eventually shatter. Once they are inside, the maze-like hallways will work against you. You will get cornered in a clothing store with absolutely nowhere to run. So leave the malls alone and stick to high, solid structures with clear exit routes.
Another major thing people completely forget about is medical supplies. In a survival situation, a simple cold or a small cut on your hand can become deadly if it gets infected. You can't just walk into a hospital because those places will be filled with the virus instantly. Your best bet is to find small local pharmacies or even veterinary clinics. Animal medication often uses the same basic compounds as human medicine, and those places are much less likely to be raided in the first few weeks. Stocking up on clean bandages, antiseptics, and regular pain relievers is just as important as finding food.
Let's talk about transportation, because your regular sports car is completely useless when the roads are blocked by hundreds of abandoned vehicles. A lot of people dream of driving a massive monster truck or a heavy armored vehicle, but that is a terrible idea for one simple reason: fuel efficiency. Gas stations will stop pumping fuel very quickly, and those giant trucks will run out of gas in just a couple of days. The absolute best vehicle for a zombie outbreak is actually a heavy-duty mountain bike or a dual-sport motorcycle. Bikes don't require any fuel. They are completely silent, and you can easily lift them over obstacles or carry them inside a building. If you want something with an engine, a small dirt bike is perfect because it can go off-road, jump over curbs, and navigate through tight spaces between jammed cars.
As time goes on, you will realize a very dark truth. The walking undead are not your biggest problem. The real danger comes from other survivors. When the food supply runs low and there is no law enforcement, human psychology changes completely. People who used to be friendly neighbors will become desperate, and desperate people do unpredictable things. You will see groups of raiders forming to take resources from weaker survivors. This means you have to change your mindset. You cannot just trust every person you meet on the road. When you approach a new group, always keep your distance. Watch their hands and look at their equipment. Protecting your resources from other humans becomes a full-time job in the long-term survival game.
You can survive for weeks without food, but without clean water, you are dead in 3 days. This is a strict rule. The moment the water grid goes down, you need a reliable way to clean any water you find. You cannot just drink from a river or a swimming pool, because the water will be filled with deadly bacteria and viruses. The best method is always boiling, but that requires a fire, which creates smoke and alerts everyone to your position. A smarter solution is to collect rainwater using big plastic sheets on your roof, or to stock up on life straws and portable camping filters. Also, don't forget the water heater inside your house. It usually holds a huge amount of clean water that can keep you alive for weeks.
When you go out to search for supplies, you need a real tactical strategy. Never go into a building blindly.
First, you need to circle the entire structure and look for any broken windows or signs of movement. Always have a clear entry point and a completely separate exit point in mind before you step inside. When you clear a room, check behind every door and under every counter. Focus on collecting high-calorie foods that last forever, like peanut butter, canned beans, and dry rice. Don't waste space in your backpack on luxury items or heavy canned goods that don't give you much energy. Get in, grab the essentials, and get out immediately.
Whether you chose a machete, an axe, or a crowbar, you must understand that tools break if you don't take care of them. A blunt blade is incredibly dangerous because it requires twice the energy to use, and it might get stuck when you need it most. You need to find a proper sharpening stone and oil to maintain your gear every single week. If your tool breaks during a critical moment, you are fully defenseless. Keep your gear clean, check for cracks in the handles, and always carry a backup weapon, even if it is just a small hunting knife attached to your belt.
Canned food will eventually run out or expire after a few years. If you want to survive long-term, you have to transition from scavenging to producing. This means setting up a hidden garden on a high rooftop or inside a secured courtyard. You need to collect heirloom seeds that can reproduce year after year. Focus on growing crops that give you a high nutritional yield and grow quickly, like potatoes, corn, and squash. Farming requires a lot of patience and water, but it is the only way to build a real permanent community in a world that has completely collapsed.
Everyone prepares for the monsters, but nobody prepares for the weather. Without electricity, heating, or air conditioning, the seasons become a massive threat. A harsh, freezing winter can take your life just as fast as a horde of zombies. You need to collect high-quality thermal clothing, heavy blankets, and learn how to build a safe indoor stove that vents smoke properly without revealing your location. During the hot summer months, dehydration and heat stroke become major issues, meaning you must manage your physical energy and avoid doing heavy work during the middle of the day. In the first few months, the internet and cell phone towers will go completely dead. The world will become completely dark in terms of information. To break this isolation, you need a battery-powered or hand-cranked shortwave radio. Tune into the emergency frequencies every single day at the exact same time. Governments or military remnants might be broadcasting messages about safe zones or supply drops. But remember, if you decide to broadcast your own signal to find other survivors, you are also revealing your exact location to potential raiders. Use communication tools with extreme caution. Finally, the ultimate survival tool is your own mind. The stress of living in a constant state of alertness can break a person very quickly. You will experience fear, loss, and extreme boredom during long days inside your safe house. Survivors who stay alive are the ones who maintain a strict daily routine. Keep your space clean, exercise every day, read books, and keep your mind sharp. If you let despair take over, you will make careless mistakes. And in a world filled with the undead, one careless mistake is all it takes. Stay strong, keep moving forward, and adapt to the new world.
If you ever decide to enter a major city for high-value supplies, you need to understand that you are stepping into a massive labyrinth of danger. Cities have the best rewards, like big department stores and medical warehouses, but they also have the highest concentration of the outbreak. In a dense urban area, a single loud sound, like a falling metal sheet, can echo between skyscrapers, pulling thousands of creatures toward your position within minutes. If you get caught inside a narrow street, you have zero visibility and nowhere to dodge. The golden rule for urban exploration is to always use the rooftops. Moving between buildings using ladders or improvised bridges is 10 times safer than walking on the asphalt down below.
When human civilization stops, nature reclaims the world instantly. Domestic pets, especially stray dogs, will lose their friendly nature and return to their wild instincts.
They will form massive, organized packs to hunt for food, becoming apex predators of the suburbs. These dog packs are fast, smart, and they do not fear humans anymore because they see us as potential prey. Even worse, larger wild animals like bears, cougars, and wolves will start migrating into abandoned suburban neighborhoods looking for food. Treat wild animal packs with the exact same caution as a zombie horde. Keep your distance, maintain high ground whenever you travel, and never leave any food waste outside your safe house because the smell will attract hungry, aggressive predators straight to your front door.
In a zombie outbreak, your clothing is your primary armor. You don't need heavy military tactical gear to protect yourself from a bite. You just need to be smart with everyday household materials. The human jaw has limited crushing power, which means thick layers of everyday clothing like denim jeans, heavy leather jackets, or thick winter coats can easily prevent a tooth from breaking your skin and spreading the virus. For maximum protection for your arms and legs during close combat, use heavy-duty duct tape to wrap thick magazines or hard plastic bottles securely around your forearms and shins. This creates an incredibly lightweight, puncture-proof shield. Always protect your neck and throat area with a thick scarf or a heavy leather collar, because that is the #1 target when an undead creature lunges at you.
Eventually, you will meet other survivors, and you will need to trade resources for things you cannot produce yourself. Trading in a lawless world is dangerous because both sides are terrified of being robbed or set up. When you arrange a meeting for trade, never reveal the location of your main base. Always choose a neutral, wide-open location, like an empty highway or a clear field, where both parties can see the surrounding area clearly from a long distance. Never show all your supplies at one time. Only bring the exact items you intend to trade, and always have a backup partner watching the area from a high vantage point with a clear view. Keep your deals professional, fast, and fair. If a deal feels strange or suspicious, abort the mission immediately.
Waste management and personal hygiene are critical for survival. In a world without garbage trucks, running water, or sewage systems, waste accumulates instantly and creates a massive biological hazard. If you leave trash or human waste near your living area, you will attract thousands of rats, insects, and deadly diseases like cholera, dysentery, or typhoid. In a survival situation, a waterborne disease can take your life faster than any monster outside your gate. You must establish a strict waste management system for your safe house from day one. Dig a deep disposal pit far away from your living quarters and separate from your primary water source, and cover it with a fresh layer of dirt daily to mask the smell. Keeping your living space clean and boiling your water is a mandatory daily routine to stay healthy.
Having a reliable power source gives you a massive tactical and mental advantage over everyone else. Gasoline generators are a bad idea because they are too loud and require a constant supply of fuel, which will eventually run out. Therefore, your ultimate long-term goal should be harvesting renewable energy from the sun or wind. Explore residential neighborhoods to find solar panels on rooftops, or visit local camping stores to find portable solar chargers and deep cycle car batteries. Connect these solar panels to the batteries to power your essential electronics, like your tactical flashlights, shortwave radios, and low-energy security cameras around your perimeter. Having light inside your base at night without making a single sound changes the survival game completely, keeping your situational awareness high.
No matter how strong your fortress is, there is always a chance that a massive horde or a desperate group of raiders will force you to abandon your base. If your perimeter gets compromised at 3 o'clock in the morning, you will not have time to pack supplies. You need a dedicated bug-out bag sitting right next to your primary exit door at all times, ready to go in a split second. This survival backpack should contain exactly 3 days of high-calorie food, a portable water filter, a comprehensive medical kit, a backup knife, a flashlight, and a lightweight emergency blanket. The very second your perimeter is breached beyond repair, grab this bag and run immediately without looking back. Your supplies can be replaced, but your life cannot. So what about you guys? Do you have your emergency bag ready if the outbreak happens tomorrow? Let me know your survival strategy in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video and want more survival tips, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Stay safe out there, keep your eyes open, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys!